Okay, we are live. Good morning and welcome to On the Spot 947, where we sit down, we have a little tete-a-tete with some of the biggest and talented names in the arts, and equally those who are on their artistic journey in the hopes of influencing and changing the world. Yes, you can do that in case you have not realized it. Now, our guest for today is a duo that hails from Arkansas, and they were here in Manila back in 2019, and how we wish for them to come back. And perhaps when the pandemic has been rooted out and eradicated, we can do that. But till then, we would have to contend with the safest and, need I say, most relaxing form of interview. If you have any questions, just simply get them ready because we have on board. Let's welcome Joan to the show.
Hey.
Woo! Good morning. Or good evening to you guys.
Yes.
And welcome to On the Spot 947. Glad you can join us today. Now, before we start, we could begin a little bit of a roll call, not the Shibuya roll call, but letting our listeners and viewers know who's who, just like in class. You can raise your hand if you need to be called.
I'll go first.
It's Alan Benjamin Thomas.
That's me. I'm Alan Benjamin Thomas the
And
first.
of course, we have Stephen Rutherford to complete the duo. And my name is Kat. And I'm pleased to meet you both.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks for having us.
All right. You guys probably have answered my first question a million times. But for those, let's say, who do not know, and that's including me, how did you come up with the band's name?
Yeah. Never been asked before. You're the first.
Oh, really? Okay. Great. So people just accepted the name for what it is then.
Yeah. No, every time we're asked, we're like, oh, we wish we had a really thrilling story for it. But the gist of it is it was an option for an old band I had that I was in, and they weren't down with it. And so I kind of always kept it in the back of my mind just in case I was in another project. And so when Joan started, to me, the music felt like it matched that name, like the personality of it. And I kind of came up with probably 10 different names for, what we could name the project. We were just shooting ideas back and forth to it. And Alan was like not into it. It reminded him of like an old emo punk band. But I do a lot of the design and graphics for us, and I kind of put Joan in like this italicized font and like kind of made a little mock-up logo for it, and I loved it. Yeah, then he was like, "Yep, makes sense. Let's do it. Let's move on."
I thought it was going to be one of those what do you call this origin names for, let's say, like NSYNC, like it's the initials of your parents' names or whatever, or your siblings' names, and
that'd be so much more interesting. I know. We need to make up a really thrilling story, and just get with
it. Were you always a duo, or did you have other members before finalizing your band status as a duo?
No, it's always just been us.
Okay.
Yeah, we got together to write. Stephen had just graduated college, and I was doing music for like film and TV, just like writing music for that. And he was like, hey, I want to do music full time too. And I was like, well, just come over and let's just see what happens. And we were like mutual admirers of each other and kind of worked together in the past through like playing shows together with our respective bands at the time. And literally the first day we wrote together in my house, we wrote our first single, Take Me On. It just like fell out of the sky, and we were like, okay, this is not just like a side thing, this is a thing. And then we were like texting back and forth and planning, and the next day he's sending me fonts and like all this stuff, and we just got really excited, and it was just kind of a stars aligning moment. So we just
that's nice. I like that.
Just been us.
Yeah. And that's a rare thing to happen these days. Not just with regards to bonding musically, but sitting down and crafting a song in just 15 minutes. And really, when inspiration hits you, it just does the whole bulk of the work for you, and you just kind of like channel it, and it just goes out of you. Did you both grow up, let's say, in a musically inclined family, or surround yourself with equally musically inclined people in school?
I didn't grow up in one at all. My parents are bless them, they are what you call tone deaf. but they always wanted to be musical, and from an early age put me and my brother both like in piano lessons and guitar lessons and drum lessons, and just trying to find maybe where it could click for us and feel right for us. And luckily I found that. And I think if they didn't do that, maybe I would have found it at some point. But I don't know. Maybe I can attribute, me being musical to my parents not being musical.
And mine was different. My dad is like a stellar musician, great bass player, great guitar. He can shred on guitar, he can play drums. And my mom actually has a really great voice. She's never like done it like professionally or anything. It's just been like singing in the shower, in the car and stuff. But so I grew up around a musical home. My dad was in bands when I was growing up. And then I think when I was born, he kind of backed off just to be at home. He was doing the like club gigs till 4 a.m. and, it was just like exhausting. And they started a computer business, and it just became a hobby for him at that point. But they definitely instilled in me, like, there was a day where I dropped the baseball glove and I picked up drumsticks, and then it was like I was no looking back at that point. So I think we both grew up in a very fostered musical environment because our parents like poured into us in that way, which is really great.
Awesome. What kind of music did you guys listen to growing up? I mean, the kind of music that your parents would play at the house, because they usually say that whatever music that you guys hear around the house when you were kids, that kind of like, became a subliminal influence for any artist growing up.
Yeah, for me, it was my mom, I was literally thinking of this the other day. I remember finding a Guns N' Roses CD or tape, it would have been cassette tape in her glove compartment of her 72 Dodge Charger, which was a sick car that we saw in the family. But and my dad was listening to like everything from Prince to Michael Jackson to James Taylor to Bob Seger. I mean, it was just kind of all over the map. And because of that, it instilled in me like not a genre specific love. It was like an all encompassing pop. I liked pop music, things that were popular. And so then when like NSYNC and stuff came out, when I was like in my adolescence, I was like, this was blowing my mind. I was like, what are these sounds? What is this music? It was such an earworm. So yeah, that was my kind of thing.
Mine was more like AC/DC and Metallica and stuff like that, like early on, because that's what my dad listened to while I was growing up. And as I kind of found music on my own, my very earliest like memories of like stuff that I loved was NSYNC and Aaron Carter and like early 2000s stuff and
right.
That was really the introduction for me to pop music, and I think from then I just like dove into that world and really loved it. So
and don't you just hear Metallica and Guns N' Roses and Joan? I mean, it's just all over our music,
There is that, and also the 80s pop sensibility that I love.
For sure.
Yeah. Having been exposed to the arts early on in life is really important and crucial, because it's going to form part of your decision-making process, whether to pursue it as a career or treat it as a hobby. And your fans and newfound ones, I'm sure, are all the better for it, because you guys have decided to continue on with this musical journey and make it into a career. And and they said if you love what you're doing each and every day, then you will never treat it as a job.
That's spot on. Like we do treat it as a job from the respect of we try to be diligent and efficient and like we have our systems, just humanity. Like you get your rituals and you're getting your kind of like everyday thing. And we've tried to be really specific about, we're going to treat this like a 9 to 5. Like Steven comes over between 9 and 10 every day to our little bedroom studio in my house, and we do it, but it doesn't feel like a job. And that's exactly the sentiment of what you're saying. It's so much fun. And we like pinch ourselves every day that we're lucky enough to get to do this. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. We're really blessed to be able to.
Right. And even if you are doing what you love, it's good that you still have some sort of structure. Like, okay, we need to at least finish a verse before lunchtime, and then continue working on for the rest of the afternoon. Where was the oddest place that you guys had to write or begin a song?
Oddest place we've had to write.
This isn't the oddest, but
Or
for
if
some
not, most difficult place to.
what was interesting, an interesting one for me was for some reason I really felt the urge and kind of like inspiration to write a verse of Magnetic, literally backstage of one of our mall shows in Manila. And I don't know, we were like 5 minutes from going on stage, and I was just like, I got to get this down. And I mean, that's not an odd one at all, but it was like one I'm not used to. I'm not used to kind of writing right before any sort of live show. I'm usually like very, I don't know, it doesn't hit usually then. So it was cool to me to like kind of be struck with inspiration there, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the thing about inspiration. It doesn't pick the time or the day or the place. It just hits you when it wants to.
And most of the time, it's like when I'm laying down to go to bed, and I'm like, "Frick, I gotta get up and go get my guitar," and like figure it out at midnight or whatever. But it just, if you don't, the brain will forget it. So you gotta just hit it.
True. And sometimes you are able to get it down. Let's say you're in the middle of doing something very important. You get the verse and you record in the morning. Let's say use your phone or whatever. But when you come back to it later in the afternoon, you may get it down pat with regards to technicalities, but the emotion behind that is not the same anymore. And that's the one thing that some people don't realize is that it's a fleeting thing. And if you don't grab the bull by the horns, as they say, you're not going to get any form of productivity done.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, well, we're glad that you guys are doing that, and you're able to grab the bull by the horns, so to speak.
We're grabbing that bull, man. We're grabbing
it. Make sure the bull doesn't, stomp you away. But you guys have a new single, or more like a new version of a much loved song. The original is called Brokenhearted, but the new one is called Brokenhearted in parentheses together, right? Can you tell us more about the song and how you both decided to make a new version of it? I mean, I love the original, but the new one equally hits you in the gut and brings the feels of the situation and emotion behind the song.
Yeah, man. Well, is it playing in the background right now? I can kind of hear it.
Yes, I am. I'm playing in the background. Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, so that song came really quick. That was one of the few that have come like basically in a day or two. But from the beginning, we were like, man, this feels like a special one for us. And it felt like one that might hit people, just like different, like it just hits a little different. And we released it. We loved it. It seemed to get really good reception and all of that. But then we just kept thinking through like, man, what would it be like to do this like a old school duet? Like a ballad you'd hear from like 1985, whatever.
Yeah.
And one name kept coming back all the time, and it was Beka. And we actually met her in Manila playing these malls we did in 2019? Yeah. And she was touring with Han, and we just hit it off with her. And once she kind of came into our lives, she's like a force in such the best way. She's such like a positive person and just like a big energy. And man, we fell in love with her, and she became like a close friend really fast. And so, yeah, we sent her the song, and we were like, just do your thing, like do you. And she sent back like 3 different takes, and I was literally like, Steven was behind me. I was just like looking at him after every take, just going like, they're all perfect. Every take is perfect. How are we ever gonna pick? And
literally like the ad libs and the chorus takes that she did. There are at least 3 other versions of them that were all equally as. I mean, it was just like impossible to pick what the best one was. It was just like, can we release 5 versions of them with all different of her takes? It was crazy. Like, yeah, it completely blew us away. And I don't know, whatever we were expecting, she blew it out of the water. It was just, it was perfect.
We loved the song before. She like took it to the moon. I mean, she launched
to the next level.
Yeah.
The original song is part of an EP that's called Cloudy, right? And that was released last August. You had an earlier EP that's called Potra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you tell us about the thought process behind the EPs and how you decided that they should be named that?
Yeah, well, for Portra, whenever we were starting to write music together, we always ended up with like visual ideas, kind of just as much as we did musical ideas. And a lot of that was, it would be like a movie scene, or it would be like, I don't know, something where we would be like, this could fit really well here and whatever. And on the visual side, a lot of it just made with film. So we used a ton of like film cameras, and Portra 400 is a film stock, like a roll of film that you put in a camera. And so that roll of film kind of encapsulated the visual idea of what that EP kind of represented. So when we were just thinking of the visual side of it, that just made sense. We were just like, I don't know, we used Portra 400 all the time, and it was just kind of a cool little milestone to be, to name it that, to kind of fit with that batch of songs.
And we liked that it was out of the box. Like it wasn't just like a title of one of the songs. Nothing wrong with that at all. It just, for us, we wanted to think a little differently on it. And it, I don't know, kind of like the Joan name, like it just made, we were just like, oh, this just makes sense. So
I like it. I like the story behind it. And it would be great if you guys get to write for film. I mean, at the very least, start off with one of your songs included for a film. What kind of film?
We would love that. We would love that.
Oh yeah.
Let's make it happen. Someone do that.
Ask the universe, and the universe will give it to you. I so strongly believe.
We heard you all the contact for that. So.
Yeah, we actually heard this is what we're here. You're gonna put us in a movie, so let's make that.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, it is going to happen. But just in case, what kind of movie would you want your songs to be included in? Would you prefer it to be part of a romantic movie or a rom-com, an adventure?
It would be the okay, let's set the scene. You got the girl. The girl is being chased by the guy, not in a weird way, but in like a romantic courting kind of way. And she pushes him off. He chases her. She pushes him off. He chases her. And then it starts raining out of nowhere, and then they kiss. Cue our song. That's what happens. Hands down.
Nice.
I don't know what song.
There.
Yeah, that would be the.
Yeah, that'll be another career for you to add. Another feather in your cap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but I think you're right. Like, I could totally see like a romantic comedy. I mean, when we're writing these songs, I mean, Portra was an era for us where we were heavily influenced by like John Hughes films and like anything starring John Cusack. Yeah,
those are
like
we love.
Yeah,
those.
that's right. And when you think about them, you see John Cusack with the boombox over his head, wooing the girl through the window. Like you see, it's just like he captured such a visual vibe and a feel. It was like a feeling. So we're like, man, same way that what I feel when I watch that movie, I want people to feel when they listen to our songs. And so. Yeah, I think romantic comedy would be like, that's,
an image just popped into my head. What if you have Molly Ringwald in one of your films? That would be a casting coup, wouldn't it?
I'm in. I'm good. I'm in.
I would love to see that. Awesome. Going back to the new stuff, how many songs are in the Cloudy EP, by the way?
Cloudy was six.
Six, yeah.
Six, yeah.
Six, okay. And I suppose there's another single that's being planned after Brokenhearted?
Yeah, we're working on music right now. I mean, we're in an Airbnb that we rented to keep trucking along. We're only like 6 minutes away from my house, but it's just nice to get out of. It's nice to get out of there because it's a bedroom and just come into another bedroom, but at least one with a kitchen. But yeah, we're this year we're still working it out what it exactly is going to look like, but just know that this year is going to have a lot of new Joan songs. I mean, this will be a big year of releases for us.
Nice. Okay, 4 quick questions or selections. I call this Voice Your Choice. Just shout out the one that's more important for you. Your answers need not be the same. Okay. Let me turn it down a bit.
I'm nervous.
All right, no, simple questions. they're nothing mathematical. So if in case you're not a math major,
Okay.
it's not going to cloud your brain too much. All right. EP or single?
Single.
EP.
Oh, we disagree.
All right. Music or lyrics?
Music.
Music.
Okay. I go for lyrics, but nonetheless, CDs or digital?
Digital.
Oh,
Digital?
it's cassettes. 8 tracks. I'm an old school guy. No, I would say
Yeah, that's right. Oh boy, kids these days probably haven't seen a cassette, but nonetheless, you can always see. Point them to the nearest
cassette
eBay
store.
link, and they can get one for themselves. Writing for yourselves or writing for others?
I would say writing, it's 2 different thought processes.
Okay.
I don't want to get too deep, but I'll just say I prefer writing for us.
I agree.
Yeah.
But have you tried writing?
We love writing for other people too.
Love writing for other people, but it's just, I don't know, it's just more personal when you're writing for your own project, you know.
Right. But you've also probably pulled in some experiences from other people when you put your songs together, right? It's not just going to be what I experienced. It has to be, it'll be great if I can pull from my friends and use that as an
100%.
read of a kernel.
We love collaborating. Like it's a new thing for us. Well, this year is probably the first year that we've started writing with other people with the intention of this could land somewhere else, or this could be a Joan song. Let's just kind of leave it loose. So it's been a new experience. But yeah, we love writing. We just love writing. So both. I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's your quick. Yeah, that was 10 minutes later.
That was fun. I would love to stay longer and chat with you guys some more and give you 3 more selections. Would that be okay?
That's great. Let's do it. Let's go, man.
Okay. How about Alaska or Arkansas?
Okay. First of all, Arkansas is cool. Alaska is very cool.
I'll go with Arkansas for living. I think I would be miserable in Alaska if I lived there.
Open field or open waters?
Ooh. What kind of water are we talking here? We talking a beach?
Am I in the water?
Or are we talking? Are we talking like a river, a beautiful river?
Maybe a beautiful river, a river that you can sail out with, or probably if you love surfing, yeah, that would be great too.
Yeah, I'm not a beach guy. I will sit on it for an hour and then I'm like, it's too hot. I'm checking out. But if it's a river, I sail down that river all day long.
Yeah, I'll pick open water as long as I'm not stuck there.
And as long as there are no sharks, of course. No sharks.
Yeah, of course.
I can handle the sharks.
We're good to go. Yeah. Selfie the entire day.
Yeah.
Last one, sunrise or sunset?
Sunset, just because I'm not getting up that early.
Sunset for me too.
Yay! I dig sunsets as well. Yes.
Nice.
Sunset love. Yeah. If you've read The Outsiders by S.C. Hinton, the character digs sunset. So yeah, we're all Ponyboy Curtis there. Anyway, sorry, just had to plug him. So once again, a recap. The EP is called Cloudy. The new single is called Brokenhearted, together with Beka. And like most digital music these days, you can listen to it, of course, on Spotify, I assume Apple Music, and all other digital music retailers, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And where can they find you on social media in case they want to follow you?
We're at Songs by Joan on everything.
Okay, everything is there.
Yeah.
Right.
At Songs by Joan or songsbyjoan.com. Yeah.
All right, songsbyjoan.com. Down to your songwriting process, to your everyday schedule, and we'll get to see if in case you by let's say 9:30 in the morning, Alan is not up and about and ready to write.
Maybe let's shoot for
dog. Oh boy, or maybe Nigel is chiming in and says, "Hey guys, do you have a song? I want to write one too." Oh boy, this has been fun, and I could do this all day. But thank you so much, Alan, Stephen, for the time, and we're going to be expecting great songs and great things for you guys as the year progresses. And any new song that you want to let us know? All you got to do is just let me know, and we can talk again.
Yeah, we'll be doing that, dude. Thanks so much for having us. We really appreciate it. And
good to meet you.
We love Manila. Everyone listening, we freaking love you guys, and we miss you. And we can't wait to come back.
Can't wait for you guys to come back. Oh wait, before I forget, do you guys have for the people who love your music or for the fans? Has anyone given you a name for your fans or for your followers?
I don't think so. No,
not yet.
That hasn't happened.
Well, that would be a great challenge for a lot of listeners out there to suggest names for your fan base.
Do it. We're terrible at it, so you have to do it for us.
Well, Nigel can chip in, I'm sure. Yes, Nigel, it's all about you today. Oh boy! But thank you guys for doing this. We shall do this again, of course. And when you come back, can't wait to meet you in person, and can't wait to listen and to hear you guys play in person. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Stephen. And yes, thank you, Nigel. This has been Kaz for On the Spot 947. Till the next edition, we shall be on the lookout for the next artist or artists that we're going to be putting on the spot. So keep it right here on All Hits, Mellow 94.7. Sounds good. Have a good one, guys.
Bye. See you.
All right, see you.